those two just got a brand new show on KET. How very exciting for all of us. Good afternoon. I'm Tara Bassett. So glad to have you with us this afternoon on a hot, sunny day, 95 degrees at 2 minutes past 4. Hard to believe that it's that warm outside, but it is. So hopefully everybody's getting ready for the reality of August coming to a close and September coming in, because the temperature just gradually moves its way down, and we get into fall, and then winter is coming next. And Roz Carothers, are you ready for the onset of winter?
I am.
Well, that's good.
I am. With the hot summer that we have had, I welcome the idea of wearing a coat. That sounds awesome to me at this point.
I tell you what, I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to continued sunshine, and when it gets gray, I'm going to think real seriously about taking the dogs and heading south.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, maybe just, for the rest of the winter. I'll just become a snowbird.
If you were able to do it, that is terrific.
Well, I don't know if I'd be able to do it. I mean, I can do it. Whether I should do it is a completely different thing altogether. So Roz is in the studio with us, and you're here not only representing yourself as a fabulous attorney, but also you guys at the University of Louisville, Friends of the School of Music,
That's right,
do a whole lot to perpetuate the idea that you can actually earn a living as a musician.
Right. And what we do with the Friends is try to help those young students who have that goal in mind.
Yes.
Of graduating from school and being a musician and making beautiful music, because as you know, what would life be if we didn't have that music?
It would not be worth anything, frankly, to me. And I was kidding about that, because we all know that when we get an ancient languages degree, people wonder what we're going to do with it. And a lot of people say, hey, I really want to go into radio. Don't do that. You'll never be able to earn a living. Hey, I want to become a professional musician. Good luck with that.
Good
it
luck.
can be said for every, except for attorneys.
Well,
you're always going to make money.
I don't know. I tell you what, the Bar Association just put out how many attorneys have flooded the market. And so
Really?
there are a lot of folks out there who are attorneys who are not finding jobs, and so they're not signing up for law schools as much either.
Well, isn't that interesting?
And that's what we're here as the Friends, is to raise money, because what we do is that money that we raise goes directly to scholarships for music students at the University of Louisville.
That's very cool. And there are many different ways that you raise this money. This 5K is certainly not the only one.
Right.
But this is an important one.
And we hope this will be bigger and bigger. We hope this will be the biggest fundraiser that we have. So this is our second year. We had our first year last year. You were there.
Last year was
You
so
were there.
much fun. You had a really good turnout, too.
We did.
I was tickled with that.
We did, and we are
Lyndon
really...
Ferguson is sitting back here, and he was one of the many people who participated and won, didn't you? Did you win?
No. He said
He says no.
Actually,
He
I
did not
remember
win.
the name of our winner. His name was Paris Bledsoe, and he ran a great race.
Yeah.
And he was terrific.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yes, he was finishing as I was beginning.
Yeah. Do you remember? He was something.
He was crazy fast.
So we are hoping that people sign up if they'll go to friendsofuflmusic.com.
Okay.
And we'll talk about that, because we're actually offering a giveaway for folks who sign up before September 9th.
What's the giveaway?
We have a $100 gift card to Ken Combs Running Store.
Oh, now you could spend some money in there.
So you got $100 right there.
There we go. I
And-
just pulled up Friends of the U of L. What did I put up here?
So friendsofuflmusic.com.
And here's the gala dinner and faculty concert, which is September the 16th.
The night before.
And oh man, that's a bad idea.
I know.
And the second annual 5K run walk, which is on the 17th from at Cherokee Park. And
Of the School of Performing.
okay.
So it's a fantastic concert. We, the Friends, have a dinner prior to things going on. So it's a university club, and if folks go to that same website, they can sign up and come to the dinner, and then from there we'll go down to the School of Music and go to the faculty gala.
That's a pretty cool building.
Oh my
that
gosh,
university
it's a
club.
Beautiful building. It
Yeah.
really is.
Relatively new.
And you can park and you just walk in. It's so easy. It's just so easy.
Is that where you went to school, Lyndon? No. Shakes his head no.
He went
UK. Ah!
He went to that other school, but
Oh,
that's
that-
okay. That's okay.
You graduated from U of L, did you not?
Oh, yes, I did.
I thought
yes,
so.
I did. So
Yeah.
I was a School of Music attendee before my law school venture. So, yes. So
And you went to Brandeis, right? School
yes,
of Law?
Correct.
Were you
correct.
in law school with Amy?
Yes.
Broker Kessler?
Yes, I was.
That's where you
how
guys
we met.
became friends,
That's
isn't
where
it?
we met. We were comrades at arms there.
Oh, my
so.
goodness. That is too funny. Good old
and
Amos.
The rest, as they say, is history.
Well,
So-
I want to thank the two of you because you did something nice for me. You both attended the breakfast for Bridgehaven Mental Health Services last year.
That was a very, very moving, touching tribute. That was a
well,
great
it was
breakfast.
it was wonderful of you guys to attend, and I want you to come back.
Well, I'd be happy to do so. I'd be happy to
Put
do
you on
so.
the spot.
There you go.
Right here
I'd
on
be
radio.
happy.
No,
I'd
it
be
was
happy
it
to
was
do
so much fun, and your photograph when we had the big group photo, you just were so radiant.
Well, that was a great breakfast. I realized, you go to some of these fundraisers and
Yeah.
it's kind of boring and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But that really was. It was very touching. Everyone spoke from the heart. They had really great stories to tell. It was a really good event.
Yeah,
And I
it is.
enjoyed it very much.
Well, thank you, and I love the fact that that you've included us at Crescent Hill Radio in your run walk, and I will be happy to come up and cheer you on again. I probably will have to send someone to walk in my place this year because I'm dealing with a little hip issue, but it's going to
Right.
be maybe I'll be cured by then.
Right. And
You never know.
It could be. And it is a walk. So for folks that are
True.
intimidated by running, it is a walk.
I'll have my walker.
And what we have forgot to mention on this time that folks may not know is there's music along the route. So being that
Yes.
it's School of Music, we have the jazz band that's going to be at the start finish. It starts at Hogan's Fountain.
And then you station them.
And then we station them. That's right.
I
so
love
we have
that.
a drum line. And then we're having a Brazilian drummers
Oh, fun.
at one spot. So
Oh, fun.
we have a little bit different course this year because they're working on the bridges there.
Oh, yes.
So, but it will be kind of an out and back course, so you'll get to hear the music, and we'll have water stations, and we're going to have all kinds of fun. So
Awesome.
I really hope folks come out. It's a great event to bring kids to see live music up close and personal,
and they enjoyed walking too.
Oh yeah,
We had people with strollers last year.
yeah, right,
Children,
right.
Grandparents. It was a nice mix of people. So that's going to be taking place, as we said, on Saturday, September 17th. Starts at 8, goes to noon. Do you want people there to register prior to 8 o'clock if they do
That
a
would be
last-minute
awesome.
registration?
They can certainly come and do last-minute registration. We will take everybody, so come on early and sign up that day. If you go online, though, and sign up now
Yes.
at friendsofuflmusic.com and do that before September 9th, you will be eligible for a $100 gift card from Ken Combs Running Store.
I really like that. That sounds
And we're doing
cool.
our packet pickup at Ken Combs, too, on Friday.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
oh,
so-
good deal. Okay, so that's not this Friday.
No, that would be the day
Friday,
before the race.
the day before. Okay, that
Right.
makes sense. So the 16th of September.
That's right.
I want to talk a little bit about. Do you want to speak? Do you want to say something? Yeah, he's just sitting
He's in
back
charge
there.
of our packet pickup.
Oh, you are. That's not heard. Cute scene though.
Right, he's just eye candy.
He's
just
adorable.
here to
He's
be
been
eye
adorable
candy.
since he worked in the produce department at Kroger, where I first met him.
That's right.
And then now he's proceeded to become a businessman and a musician.
No music.
No
He's
musician.
a support. He's a supporter.
He's a music supporter.
He's a supporter.
Well, I love the fact that you're a supporter. Thank you very much for doing that. And have children of his own.
yes.
That's how much he's grown as a human being. I realized when they remodeled Dirty Kroger that I started shopping there 33 years ago. Now, I didn't meet you quite that far back because you're only like 33 now.
38.
38? Okay, well, you had to have been at least
You
19.
have that youthful look, Lyndon.
You do. He's got that little baby face. We're
does.
talking to him like he's the invisible man because he doesn't have a microphone, but that's okay. Roz, what I want to do, too, is just give a little preview
Okay.
of why you are so interested in helping the University of Louisville Music School to achieve their hopes and dreams. And one of those reasons is because you obviously went to school there. But another is you are all about music yourself, and
Right.
you've been playing music for years in this town.
I have. Ever since I found out in third grade I could get out of English twice a week by playing in the school orchestra.
Wow.
Yeah, that was music to my ears, literally. And so violin was put in my little hands, and from there on, I've just loved music. I've always played, and I fiddle with a bluegrass band called Miller's Folly, and we play around town. We just played at a really neat festival out in Middletown, and we're going to be playing a couple places here and there coming up this fall.
And I have yet to get you on the HomeGrown Radio Hour.
We have to set that up.
We must book that.
We have to set that
possibly
up.
before you leave today.
Well, okay, we will get that set. Most people don't want to have a banjo come into a
I
studio.
do. Are you kidding? Oh, we have banjos all the time.
I think it's classified as a weapon of mass destruction, isn't it, a banjo?
Where
So-
do you differentiate? When did you differentiate? And when did a violin become a fiddle?
So for me, it's always been the same instrument. I literally do play the same violin that I play Bach. I play bluegrass. So, that's a good thing.
That's a
From
great
Bach to bluegrass.
tagline. I
There you
love
go.
that.
Write that down, Lyndon.
Lyndon, get it.
But when I was in music school, there was a fella here in town, Jerry Ford, and Jerry was trying to start an Irish group and asked someone to come read music. He was actually trying to match music that he had on paper to the Chieftains album.
Oh, I love the
And
Chieftains.
he went to the folk circles, and nobody there read music. And so he called the School of Music and said, do you have someone there who could come read this music so I can match it up, figure out which one of these songs in this paper matches a song on my Chieftains album? And so, they said, ask Roz, she'll do anything. And so they asked me, and I go out to this guy's house, and I'm sitting there playing through these songs, and he'd say, okay, that's this song, or that's that song. And I said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm trying to start an Irish band. So when I was 19, I started fiddling with this Irish band, Drowsy Maggie. And so folks that have been around town for a while, they remember Drowsy Maggie. We pretty much opened up Molly Malone's and the Irish Rover and all these places.
That
and
is so cool.
He had Kitty O'Curran's in St. Matthews. I don't know if you remember Kitty's, but Jerry had that pub for a while.
I do.
Yeah, so that was Jerry's. And so 21 years I fiddled there. And Jerry passed away in 2002, so the Irish is almost too sad. I almost can't go there. So
Yes.
I look for something different to do, and bluegrass certainly is different. And
And
so,
Miller's Folly, what a great name.
Yeah, so Roger Miller, who was our banjo player, we said this.
Not the Roger Miller.
I'm not sure which Roger
Well, he
Miller.
was like a big band dude.
Oh, that would be awesome, but
Yeah,
no.
no.
And, but I'll
Awesome,
tell him you
but
said
no.
that.
Yes,
You said that.
please.
The Roger Miller.
The Roger Miller.
And so we are his folly. This
Oh,
band is his
cute.
folly. And, it's just good, fun music. People seem to really like it, and they seem to really like us. And we've just had a lot of fun playing around town. So
All right,
that's a whole
good.
nother website you can go to.
Okay, so I'm going to play a little bit of this.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's Mike Tracy at U of L.
Yeah, this is some Louisville music that you will be able to hear if you participate in the second annual 5K Run Walk. And then I'm going to see if I can play some of Roz's music. just sit here and listen to it all day long,
know.
but unfortunately, I'm going to have to call a stop to it. That crazy guy.
That's right.
Golly, I tell you what, he's amazing, and that's one of the types of music that you will hear from the University of Louisville School of Music if you care to participate in any of their events, and you'll hear them all the time. They have concerts frequently.
You know, I'm really glad you mentioned
Pull
that.
that mic over there, Roz.
I'm
Yeah,
really
there
glad you
go.
mentioned that, because if you go to the School of Music website and look at their calendar of events, just click on September, for example.
Okay.
It's amazing, all the awesome music that's going on there. And people forget about that. And you know, sometimes I think people just think, oh, it's only classical. And although I do love classical, you know, they're having a whole big guitar thing going on in September, and all these folks are going to be here, and there's concerts.
Yeah, School of Music right here.
Yeah.
U of L. It's U of L School of Music. So
Right.
that's the easiest way to do it. And then it tells you guest composers, the types of shows that are going. Can you read that? Pick out some of the best ones.
Well, here, scroll back up here, and let's go over here on this website. Go to the calendar.
Okay.
Right there, and then go to September, and I'll show you some fun stuff. And so, you know, a lot of the things, there's an orchestra concert September 18th. That's free. So folks, you know, say, gosh, you know, things like this music can get expensive in town sometimes. And
It's a little slow loading, so hang on there.
some things you do have to pay for, that they have guest artists come in, but other things are going on that are absolutely no charge that folks can go to.
That's pretty cool.
And so, like I said, when you go to that U of L site, go to their calendar, and then you can just go to the month, and you'll just be amazed at all the. I mean, I was truly, because school just started, and all the different things that they have going on.
And for some
down
strange
there.
reason, every page
That's
except oh yeah, it is. There's the jazz
Mike Tracy.
trumpeter.
Yeah, Mike Tracy.
Every page except the calendar page is loading at this very moment. However, we will find something, and there was an event page there just a moment ago, but we lost that too. So anyway, to say that the University of Louisville School of Music is busy is an understatement.
Oh my gosh, there are so many things going on all the time there, and it is just a wonderful facility, not only for the music that's going on, but they have a music therapy program now that has been doing very well, that they have folks studying.
That's awesome.
And
All events. Here we go. Oh, there it is. There's
so
the
go
calendar.
down to the calendar there and click on, just go one arrow over to September. Right there, click on over there.
Okay, here we go.
September.
The technology of finding it. We could have gotten out and sent up, you know, a rocket with a message in it
I did
by
this
now.
earlier today, and the website worked fine at my office.
Oh,
so.
it's working fine. It's just, you know, it's just one of those things. It's me. It's operator error. Anyway, the University of Louisville School of Music is very busy, and this is one of the greatest things that you could possibly do is participate in this 5K race in order to raise money to continue to educate these children. And now we're looking at a faculty artist named Emily Albrink, and I know her, who's doing a concert at 8 o'clock on September the 9th, which is my dad's birthday.
It's
which
mine
is pretty
too.
Cool. Is it yours?
Yes, it's mine too.
That's so cool. We'll have to have a birthday party for you
We
at Emily's
should.
recital. Sorry,
We
Emily.
should. Yeah.
You thought this was all about you.
Wonder if she could sing Happy Birthday.
But I'm sure it would be quite spectacular.
She'd love that.
Jamie Aebersold's quartet is coming in on the 11th, so 2 days
And look
later.
at the guitar festival.
Oh my gosh, that should be
Look at all
fantastic.
this.
All of those things, and then the University Faculty Gala we just talked about.
And then
More
the symphony orchestra. Do you know Kim Shree Lloyd?
Of course, she's
Yes.
fabulous.
Oh, she is.
Yeah,
I mean, she's amazing.
Love her.
So we have,
and then the jazz combos, wind
Music
ensembles.
X. I don't know if you're familiar with the Music X
Music
series.
X series.
They have wonderful groups that come in. They have a season schedule and all sorts of just fascinating things. So that's been terrific.
Paul York on cello. Mm-hmm. Wow, that sounds fantastic.
So that's why I said, isn't it amazing? And I mean,
That's
so here
1
you
month.
go. You have jazz, you have classical, you have wind, you have voice, guitar, trumpet. With Reese Land is giving a concert. He is the new trumpet faculty member. I say new; he was new last year.
Cool.
And so, but you know, I mean, it's just amazing that every month you look at that calendar and there's all these just really. I mean, almost it's a wealth of music that's going on in all these different genres. And so, go check it out.
You absolutely have to go. Where
It's
did you start though? And at University of Louisville, you'd already played, I'm guessing, violin throughout grade school and high school.
Correct.
Did you try to get a music scholarship, or did you get a music scholarship in college?
Yes.
And did you play throughout, the 4 years before deciding you were going to go to law school?
Yeah, so what actually, I played all through music school.
I'm curious.
I played through music school, and when I got out of music school, I did have some opportunities to go study graduate up Manhattan School of Music, Cincinnati Conservatory, different places. And I was kind of done with school. I was a little tired.
Yeah, but
and
you've got the big diplomas there.
So, you know, I thought, well, I'm going to do, so I
She's
played.
ignoring me.
Well, I played, so I ended up as a musician, I played a year in the Louisville Orchestra. And I taught a year in the school system here in Jefferson County. I had J-Town High School and Carothers Middle and 3 elementaries.
The one they named after you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Spelled it wrong.
Different spelling,
right.
exactly.
And I thought, I always thought about this law school thing. And I didn't have kids. I wasn't married. And I don't know. I've always done music. I probably won't get in. So I applied and got in.
Doggone it.
And then I thought, well, I'll probably flunk out because I don't know anything. I never had any. I had to watch like the after school specials, A Bill is a Bill and all that stuff to figure out how this worked because I never paid attention in school. I was only doing the music thing. And so I told my parents that I'd gotten into law school and they didn't speak to me for 3 months. So the shame of having a lawyer in the family, I think we can all understand that.
No.
Yeah, my father said, all those lessons, all those years. And I said, well, Dad, I won't quit playing. I'll keep playing.
Look at you now.
I'll keep playing.
You're a lawyer who plays the fiddle.
I am a lawyer who plays the fiddle. So there you go. And there's actually quite a few attorneys here in town that are musicians.
I know.
And so
I remember Dr. George Quill, the foot and ankle expert, was in a group called Disoriented Pedestrians, which I thought was hilarious. And he told me last time I saw him a couple months ago that he'd changed to a new band with an equally ridiculous name. I don't know what it is yet, but I should look it up and see what it is. But yeah, I know that there are a lot of attorneys.
Yeah, they actually used to do a thing called Lollapalooza, and they would have all the lawyer bands compete against each other.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Is that something?
Yeah, that's pretty clever.
Yeah,
when you're talking about the law, the stress of practicing, I'm sure, has something to do with the outside interests that a lot of lawyers have.
Sure.
And I know a couple who go skiing in the Andes on vacation, and a couple who have explored Ushuaia.
I would find plummeting down a mountainside to be fairly stressful. So I could sit in a chair and play the violin and have a lot less stress than plummeting down a mountain. So
you know what Ellen DeGeneres says? She talks about depression, and everybody in the United States is depressed, and they're all getting Prozac. And she says, you don't see any pygmies with depression. You don't see any pygmies on Prozac being chased by a lion. Now that's stress.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, I mean, if you know how to ski, you won't be plummeting off the mountain. But if you know how to fiddle, you might get a whole lot more enjoyment and provide enjoyment for other people.
Right.
Am I right about that? So what I would really like to do is ask Lyndon to finally chime in here because you've been sitting over there so quietly. I'm so happy for you.
I'm a quiet kind of guy.
Tell me about your current position of employment. What do you do for a living?
I'm actually working for Roz, just helping manage the office.
Okay, well, that must be a chore because she has several of those.
Yeah, it is a chore, but it's fun. I'm learning all about trust and wills. So.
Well, good. Have you thought about going to law school?
Maybe 10 years ago, if I could go in reverse and do it over, possibly.
Yes. Yeah, he would have been great.
I have an economics degree from UK,
died.
but
he would have been great.
Oh, if only
he'd
maybe
gone.
A politician or something like that.
Well, his future career as a lawyer died about 10 years ago.
So.
Would you like to be in politics? Seriously?
In today's age and state, probably not.
Oh,
it's kind of crazy out there.
Not many of us would have the guts to do it.
But Lyndon's been great because, as you know, I have, all of life is like Venn diagrams, and mine certainly overlap in a lot of areas. So he is so great to help us because he, as you know, you've had him on the show, is an athlete and a triathlete. So
yes, he's very interesting.
We started this 5K having folks like Reggie, who was here before, and Lyndon, who could give guidance about setting up a race and all the ins and outs of doing this. And so now that we've launched it the first year, and like I say, really, Tara, I hope every year it gets bigger and bigger, that someday this is a major community event, that we have this live music on this route, that folks are showing up and just having a great, we just had so much fun last year.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I had folks say to me, it was funny, because usually when I go to these events, I'm going as somebody's Sherpa. I'm holding the coats, I'm holding I'm holding the keys, the phones, the this and that. Other people are running, and I stand there and say, yay, good job. And that's all I do. and I'm bored to tears until they finally show up at some point later and I get to go home. And so it was nice because, as you remember, last year we had jazz music going.
Yes.
And I had other people say to me, this is the most fun I've had not being in an event because I can stand here and listen to this great music. And it kind of, not like a nightclub feel, but I mean, it was like a little
day
festival.
club.
Yeah, it was a day club. It was a morning club
Day
feel.
club feel.
There was jazz music playing, and all these poor folks were out there running and walking, and we were just hanging out and having a great time.
Standing there laughing and just
yeah.
enjoying each other's
So
company.
I can sign up for an event and stand and have so much fun. So it's great. So people, whether you want to stand, walk, or run, I hope you go visit.
It's the first annual or the first ever standing 5K.
Standing 5K.
You can stand in place and do a 5K.
That's right. It's exactly right. You could like clip your phone on one of the runners and have your phone do Strava and show that you've done a 5K.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
And you know-
it only happened if it's on Strava.
that's right. That's right.
And
So-
you know what I'm thinking too? By the time this builds up to the point that you were just envisioning it to be built up, it's probably going to be a mini marathon.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
I'm just thinking, or maybe even a full marathon, maybe a triathlon.
That actually would
We
be
could do that.
The
really
Friends of the
awesome.
School of Music triathlon.
That's
We have to
Headed by
change the
Lyndon
venue
Ferguson.
From the Cherokee Park. Swimming
That's
in
right.
Beargrass Creek probably is not the best
right, or
idea.
Hogan's Fountain. That'd be a lot of laps on
Swimming in
Fountain.
Hogan's Fountain. I like that idea.
Little circles.
You could
around
have
and
a pet triathlon.
around. There
You could have
go.
a pet triathlon.
All pets under 20 pounds, and they will swim circles in Hogan's Fountain.
That would be awesome.
I like this plan. I'm going to play a little Cheyenne Mize. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back on Take It From Tara with Roz Carothers and Lyndon Ferguson talking about the Friends of the University of Louisville School of Music 5K coming up on September the 17th. Nothing like a little bit of notice. I love that.
That's nice.
I know, it's beautiful. This is Tara Bassett. It's 27 minutes to 5 with 95 degrees outside. I'm talking to Roz Carothers and Lyndon Ferguson about the Friends of the University of Louisville School of Music events that raise money. And the most important one that we're talking about right now is this fabulous 5K run, which Lyndon wants to turn into a triathlon, but we can't quite do that yet. We have to get the 5K up to speed. It's happening the September 17th, which is a Saturday from 8 until noon. Hogan's Fountain at Cherokee Park will be the kickoff place, and it was really fun last year because we were underneath the teepee.
Right.
You had
Right.
bananas and fruit and water and juice and all those fun things.
Exactly right. We know how to take care of our run walkers.
Yes, you do. And because it's the second walk, we got all of the bugs out last year.
Well, what was
But there
funny,
really weren't
there
any.
weren't any,
No.
and that's it. So I'm almost nervous. Like,
Yes.
gosh, it was, it's like it's too quiet outside.
That's
it
right.
went too well. It was too smooth. But
The only thing
no, it
that
was
I
great.
could have wished for last year, which was a bug, is that I never got off the starting line because I wanted to go all the way around the park and hear all the different music.
Oh, I know.
So this year,
Yeah.
I plan to do that, just
good.
FYI.
Well, good.
So if you
That's
have any
right.
jobs for me at the finish line or the starting line, just never mind.
Yeah, right, you're out of here. She's
I'm
gone.
going to do it. But there's music. They say music around every corner, which I think is so cute. And the awards that are going to be presented. You will probably have some sort of little paper certification of completion.
I know Reggie's working on that. We're having trophies for the top.
Trophies.
So for age group or top fit, I don't think it's overall. I'm sorry, it's not age group, so don't quote me on that one. It's overall.
It's overall,
It's
male,
overall,
female.
right?
Oh, good.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then, again, as the race gets bigger and bigger every year, those things will be more and more too.
Oh,
So,
I think that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, so we're really looking forward to it. We had a lot of fun. The folks who participated were very complimentary about how great it was. It was just fun. I mean, when you have the music there on the route.
Yeah,
so,
that makes a difference.
And like I say, if folks sign up before September 9th, we have $100 free
Ken
gift card.
Combs.
We're going to do a drawing for a gift card. So they're
Ken
eligible.
Combs.
You are eligible by signing up before September 9th. Go to friendsofuflmusic.com.
I'm going to go ahead and put that on my Facebook page just so everybody
you're
can.
so nice.
Well, no,
Thank
I
you.
mean, it's just an easy thing to do to grab people's attention.
But
All right, go ahead.
friendsofuflmusic.com.
Got it.
So the Friends started up a number of years ago, and our whole mission is just raising funds for scholarship students at the University of Louisville School of Music. And matter of fact, over the years that we've been in existence, we've raised more than $500,000 over the years.
Amazing.
Which has all gone towards scholarship for music students. So it is a really neat thing. I'm just so pleased, and I'm so proud of our music school. It really is just such a gem here in the city. Louisville, as you know, is such a great arts town. We have such a variety of arts, and I think sometimes, and we're so impressed with the ballet and the opera and the orchestra, which are all fantastic, but you have to remember those little schools where all these great musicians and ballet dancers, U of L also has a ballet department, where they come from, and that's the School of Music. And
That's
so
right.
we want to keep the quality there, and we have fantastic quality. I wish some point we could get the dean on here and have him talk about
yeah.
all the things. We have opera students going to Poland, and we have the chorus that went to China, and Kim Cherie is taking groups
Fantastic.
to Cuba. I mean, just all these things are going on all the place all the time. It's amazing.
I want you to do something for me. Look over your right shoulder. See that beautiful camera? Give a wave and a smile. Now we can see what Roz Carothers looks like. I love that. You're kind of at a strange angle because this is the angle that we
That's
We
my
have-
strange angle is my best angle. So
you can kind of turn a
I
little bit towards
I was
the
giving
camera.
it my best side the whole time.
No, that is not true. That is not true. But anyway, Roz Carothers is an attorney here in town who also happens to play the fiddle. I want to know a little bit more about Miller's Folly. Can you
Okay.
share some of the history of Miller's Folly with us?
Well, we are a group of folks that met a couple years ago, and we, like I said, we're named after the name of our banjo player, Roger Miller, whom I love and adore, and just a great guy. And so then we have a really nice acoustic bass. So we, on the website, actually still have some old recordings of an electric bass, but we now have an acoustic bass. And then a fantastic mandolin player, a acoustic guitar player whom I actually met in a bluegrass class of all things. I went
Wow.
and took a bluegrass class and met this guitar player, and I said, "Hey, you ever thought about playing in a band?" And he says, "Well, I don't know. I'll think about it." And he has such a great voice. Such a great voice. And then we have a singer, Debbie, and Deb, and whose last name is Singery, and she's a singer.
What a
Isn't that
great
hilarious?
name.
So she and I were in our Irish band, Drowsy Maggie, together.
I love
And
that.
so when we got with the bluegrass band, I called her up and said, "Debbie, I know you do Irish music, but what about bluegrass?" And she said, "Roz, I love bluegrass. I was raised on bluegrass." So we brought her on just about a year ago and kind of rounded out the family a little bit. So we just have a ton of fun going out there. Matter of fact, I have to tell you this, the day of the race, we have the race that morning, that Saturday morning. I am then hopping in a car and hightailing it to Western Kentucky
Wow.
because our band is the opening headline band for the first ever Ballard County Duck Calling Festival.
You have got to be kidding me.
So you can see the prestige that comes along.
That's pretty good.
You might want to enter. That actually sounds a lot like our banjo. But
That's pretty good.
yeah, I know it is pretty good.
you
Where to
should
go?
you should
Duck-
enter the
duck-
festival.
duck
It is
hunting with you,
it's the largest cash prize for any duck. You should look up Ballard County Duck Calling
will
Festival.
do that.
I have no idea what the cash prize is, but it's the largest cash prize of any duck calling festival, and we, the band, are playing. So unfortunately for me, it just happened to fall on the day of the race. So I'm going to have the gala Friday night, get up the crack of dawn, the race, run walk. I shouldn't say
You're gonna
race.
do
It's a
it
run
again?
walk.
You're going to do this again?
No, this is coming up in September. This
I know
is that
you're,
weekend.
You're saying the duck calling thing is again?
No, it's the
Oh.
first time that night.
Oh, I thought it was last year.
No, this year.
This year you're going to be
This year.
jumping in
So
a car.
I'm going to
Okay.
jump in a car. So I'm going to be there for the run walk and have a great time doing that. And then I'm going to jump in a car and hightail it to Western Kentucky for the Ballard County Duck Calling Festival with Miller's Folly.
Okay, so look at this. You can't see it, but I can, and so can Lyndon. I've got the Miller's Folly page up, and we're going to go really old-fashioned here because,
Uh-oh.
yeah, I don't have you in my playlist, so we're just going to sample your music like this. That's you, isn't
That's
it?
me. Yes, that is me.
You're pretty good on that thing.
Good old bluegrass.
Guess who that is, Lyndon? Identify that song.
That was Miller's Folly.
The song is Kentucky Waltz by Bill Monroe.
That's right.
I should have got that, 'cause I
legendary
love-
Bill
yeah,
Monroe.
I know. Actually, Lyndon does love bluegrass
Oh,
music.
I love
He's
him.
come over to the condo before while the band's playing and hung out a little bit.
Yeah.
Once in a while, we get folks stopping by and listening. You can come over Tuesday night.
I would love to.
Yeah,
That would
yeah,
be so much.
yeah.
Oh, and Tuesday night is a good night for me because I'm not on radio. I
There
love
you
that.
go. There you go.
So that was kind of fun because that's an example of the kind of music you can hear if you would like to hear Roz Carothers playing beautifully, and you should be with the pedigree that you have.
Well, that's right.
Cincinnati Conservatory of Music, which was
Well, no,
the
I
other-
never went there. I had an offer. I just didn't
Oh,
go.
okay. Well,
I
what was-
couldn't leave Louisville. This
what
is
was
my
the other
town.
one?
I actually had gotten a scholarship for the Manhattan School of Music.
Oh well, see, there you go.
So I didn't do that.
But
though.
you went to U of L.
I stayed here in U of L.
But they wanted
couldn't-
you.
They
That's
did.
the key.
They did. I had wonderful teachers there. Peter McHugh, my violin teacher.
Oh, yeah.
You know Peter. Peter's a
course.
great guy.
Yes.
Love Peter. And so he was absolutely fantastic and just had a great education there and launched me out into the world. And I've been able to go from there and do many things. And it's a lot of fun.
Do you want to play another cut from another little thing?
Sure.
Another little thing. Another
Here,
CD
do this one. Oh,
that
I
you
love
have?
I love it. This is Steve Mattingly. And
Okay.
he is, and of course, we've got this big guitar thing coming up at the school in September.
Right.
So that would be a good one.
Okay. Does it matter? Let's just play the first cut.
That's right.
That's always the simplest thing.
That's
to do
exactly
for
right.
me.
Dealer's choice. Dealer's choice. So.
Tell me about Steve. Tell me about Steve Mattingly.
Well, if I can get in here.
I'll play a little music and then you can tell me more about Steve Mattingly. How's that? I just want to try a different track. He's pretty cool. He's pretty laid back, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He's what they call a cool cat. I love that. Steve Mattingly, so glad to have these obviously beautiful
And, he
pieces
has
of stuff that we can play for
performed
you.
all over the world. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just amazing. He's played in Carnegie Hall. He's performed in Poland, in Finland. The guitar festivals all over that happen in Germany. And like I said, now in September, we're having a guitar festival, and folks
Yes.
are coming here. And all this is going on down at the School of Music. I
That's
mean,
amazing.
It is.
That's
It
pretty
is.
cool. So the way that we're raising money for the School of Music, just FYI, if you haven't been tuned in since the beginning of the show, and by the way, this is Take It From Tara. I'm Tara Bassett. It's still 95 degrees, and Roz Carothers and Lyndon Ferguson are still sitting in the studio, all of which is good. The Friends of the School of Music, this wonderful organization that raises money for University of Louisville, Friends of the University of Louisville School of Music, composed of Roz Carothers and a number of other people who have, I'm assuming, all have graduated. Is that true?
On the
Or many in the Friends?
some have,
Yeah?
some have not. Some are music lovers.
Some are just hangers on.
Some are musicians. That we actually have a great board. We do have a
I'm
great
sure
board,
you
but
do.
we have some who are musicians from other schools that have now live in Louisville and want to help support the Friends. We have one or two non-musicians that just love music
Cool.
and think it's great that everything that goes on down at U of L, and they want to be a part of that. So, we do. I have to say, we do have a very fun board. I know you've been on boards. Sometimes you're on a board and you go there and someone gives a report and somebody else gives a report and you walk out of the room and you didn't really feel like you did anything.
Or you may not even walk out of the room. You may just be sleeping by the time
and,
it's over.
And this, we all kind of get involved, like with the 5K. We've got different folks doing different things all along the way, and it's just a fun group. It is a really fun group.
So the gala dinner and university faculty concert is taking place on Friday, September the 16th from 5:30 until 10. And that is going to be a lot of fun because the friends are going to be there. And I guess anybody can come.
Absolutely.
How much is it going to cost us to get in?
It is $55 for
contribution,
a ticket for the dinner. And like I said, this is not a fundraiser. That is actually just the cost of the dinner.
Oh, that's just it. Okay.
So it is. We just have this event every year because we like having a nice dinner and then walking on down and going to the gala. And so it's just such a fun evening. I mean, it is just a great, great evening.
And then the next morning, after everybody has sufficiently celebrated,
we're going to get up and go do a run
walk. You're going to get up and do the second annual 5K run walk. It's going to start at Hogan's Fountain, and that's Saturday, September the 17th. 8 a.m. is the start. So if you have not registered or picked up your packets the day before, then you'll need to get there early and register. There is a bonus if you register by September the 9th. Tell us what that is, Vanna.
Well, we are going to have a drawing. We are going to have a drawing for a $100 gift card to the Ken Combs Running Store on Shelbyville Road. And so
that's
get
so much
that
fun.
Entry in, and then you can get a pair of shoes for your future run walks.
Or, better yet, and I bet you know how to do this, Lyndon, you go in and you look for the sale rack, and you get like 10 items on sale, and you walk out of there feeling like you've spent $1,000.
You can buy 100 packets of honey stinger gels if you wanted.
Lyndon goes for the food.
That's a great idea. Then you feel like you've really accomplished a lot.
You got all your nutrition taken care of for the next year.
That's right.
You're good.
There you go.
I love that idea. So, Roz, back to law school. What is the most important thing that a musician should know going out into this world? Let's say they aspire to be a true professional musician. What legal thing is going to come in the most handy for someone venturing into the music world?
I guess a couple of things there, thought-wise. Of course, that is, if you are playing somewhere, you always want to know what the terms are, what's expected.
Contracts.
Exactly right. So some places have them, some don't, but you just need to know up front, either verbally or in writing, what those expectations are. You know, it's funny because you talk about musicians and out in the world, and I will tell you one thing. People do think it's funny to go from music to law, but the law school actually loves music students. And the reason is one, we practice. We have to spend hours doing that. So hard work is not something that is, challenging to us because we've done it all of our lives.
Of course.
The other thing I think, especially in today's world, that music does, especially for children, is it teaches you how to take criticism and improve. So if I walk into my music lesson and my teacher says, "Hey, that sounds great, that's terrific," well, that's nice for my ego, but I walk out of there no better than I walked in. But if my teacher says, if you'll just do this or try this or take this, then I improve. And so children that do any kind of music, and it's almost like sports and coaching, they learn the art of taking in that information. You don't take it personally. You realize we're all here just to get better. And then you have to take that, and your brain has to process it. Your fingers have to respond, or your voice, whatever your medium is, and you have to get better. And so it really is wonderful training for whatever it is that you end up doing in life. It's just fantastic.
Legato.
That's right.
I can hear the Italians saying that.
That's
Legato. So that would be a very important thing, is contractual obligations need to be run by an attorney such as yourself.
Well, like I said, read it, know it. I mean,
Yes.
a lot of times folks just really aren't aware, and they need to be aware of what is expected of them and get the terms, communicate, assume nothing, and get everything worked
And do
out
it in
up
writing.
front. Yes.
Not by
yes.
handshake.
That would always be better. And nowadays with email,
yeah.
things are so simple that you can, even having that email back and forth as to what those terms are.
Is that a legal document to have those things in writing?
Sure,
okay,
it would
cool.
Be. Sure, it would be. So as long as it's mutually agreed upon, and that's what that email back and forth is. But I haven't had too many folks complain of issues. Like I said, we're a very friendly, music-friendly town, and I
Yes.
think our different venues take care of their musicians, and I don't think we have too much of issues there with that. So.
I'm thinking of particular real high success stories. I mean, talking about folks who have gone on to the bigger orchestras, bands, opera houses in the world. And I'm thinking, too, of people like Michael Jackson or some of the other folks.
Those are folks that we're
who've
always
been robbed.
astounded by. I don't mean to interrupt you, but just that's what, obviously with his death recently and me being an estate planning attorney.
Oh, boy.
These folks that they don't even have basic estate planning is just,
Right.
to me, such a travesty. You work, you have this talent, you accumulate, and then you didn't think death was going to happen, and that they
I guess they don't.
I guess did not get good advice
Yeah.
on that. It's just really, really sad. One of one of the stories that we like to tell is about James Dean, who he was estranged from his father. He had no relationship with his father. Anybody's a fan of James Dean knows the angst that he had and the father issues that they even brought about in the movies. But yet when he died, because he did not have a will, everything went to his father.
Wow.
And so,
ironic.
just these things, and you're just thinking, wow, this basic, and how these folks don't have good advisors to
Right.
say, look, we need to get an estate plan set up, because a lot of good can come from the things that they had accumulated, but instead it went to folks that shouldn't have had it probably in the first place.
Yeah,
So-
and I think that's one of the most important things that kids who are going into the music world can deal with right up front. And it's interesting. I have a friend, Catherine Ziegler, who has a program, an online program called Acting for Your Life. And she teaches artists how to take care of the simple. I mean, they can get on stage and do an Emmy Award-winning, or television do an Emmy Award-winning, or stage and do a Tony Award-winning performance, but they don't know how to balance their checkbooks.
Right.
And they don't know
Right.
how to, make contracts or follow contracts.
Right.
And she teaches them all of these things. And unfortunately, not a lot of artists, have the benefit of having that kind of knowledge, because she's done all those things herself.
Right.
And so I'm thinking about that for the kids who are getting ready to leave the School of Music, move out into the world. I just hope that they're being encouraged to seek professional advice
Right.
to guide them along, so that only good things will happen to them.
And that's true of any profession. When you get
It is.
successful, a good accountant,
Yes.
a good financial advisor,
Yep.
and a good attorney to take care of those basic needs, that's the way to go.
And a good personal trainer, which is really good.
I can teach you how to swim, bike, and run. Coach you.
Do you have another CD that you want to do a
Oh,
quick?
I have a whole
Let's
stack
pick up
of
something.
CDs.
Let's pick something that's kind of up.
Well, I haven't premiered
Anything.
these, so
That's okay.
here's another jazz one. But
I like jazz.
Let's try
Let
jazz.
me look at some of the cuts, and we'll see if we can find one that's really super awesome. Okay, here we go. I'm going to turn this up. I'm going to turn us down, and we're going to play it and see what happens. I think I didn't put that in tight enough. Let's try it again. No, I didn't. It's kind of flopping around. That's not a good thing. You got to have these things just right. Yeah, they do. They have to be
Dealing
balanced.
with
Here we go.
an antique right there.
Yes. Shh. Hey, Casey. And who is this that we're listening to?
This is Craig Wagner, one of the guitar players from the Faculty Jazz Ensemble, the U of L School of Music.
Craig Wagner. Craig Wagner of the University of Louisville School of Music faculty.
Yes.
Pretty exciting stuff. Now, if they play like that, can you imagine what it's like for them to teach kids how to play?
Oh, isn't that fantastic?
Yeah, they're going to produce some pretty outstanding students.
Oh, we have had many outstanding students. So
Did you ever consider teaching music?
I did. Actually, I taught in the Suzuki program through the prep department at U of L.
Oh, yeah.
And then directed with the Louisville Youth Orchestra for 13 years.
Cool.
And so I enjoyed teaching very, very much. I did. I really enjoyed it.
I got to ask you if you knew some Suzuki students way back when, but I'll do it when we're off the air. Let's remind everybody at 5 minutes to 5. And by the way, Casey Meyer just walked in.
Hey, Casey Meyer.
Mayor, I did it wrong. She's going to call me Tara 3 times now to make up
Make
for
it
it.
even. That sounds good.
Roz Carothers, Casey Mayer, Lyndon Ferguson.
Hi.
So she's going to talk about the waterfront botanical gardens
Oh,
and this
very nice.
regeneration thing. See
Very,
the
very
regeneration
nice.
fair?
Very,
It's
very
going to be
nice.
so cool. We have all kinds of great events happening anytime that you really think about it around Louisville.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
It's a busy town.
It is.
Especially in the summertime.
That's right.
It's been crazy with Flugtag. Did you go to Flugtag this weekend?
I did. It was
Was
too
it
much
crazy?
fun. It was so much fun. That was just great.
Did
That was
anybody
great.
actually make it off the platform more than 5 feet?
Well, I think now when I was there, 40 feet was
40 feet?
Yeah, 40. But then I was
Holy
reading up.
smoke.
I was impressed until I read their website where somebody out in California went somewhere like 253 feet.
Holy smoke.
I know.
Were you in the water to rescue anyone who might have had trouble?
No, but I did think about that.
Lyndon is a triathlete, Casey, which is why I asked him that
And
question.
he swims in the Ohio River, so for
That's
for
pretty
him that
amazing.
was a day in the park.
Have
but,
you developed gills yet?
Yeah, actually, I can breathe pretty well in
Breathe
the
through your
water.
neck?
Breathe through the neck. Yeah.
Speaking of breathing, and I want to ask this question of you, Roz, because I know you'll know the answer. I know musicians who are not even playing with their mouths who breathe, and I was hearing it in the guitar. They're breathing with the instrument
Oh,
as they
absolutely.
play, and I'm
Absolutely.
curious about that.
Oh, yes. And what's really interesting, years ago, 2 seasons ago, I believe it was, at the Van Cliburn Piano Competition in Texas, one of the finalists was a pianist from Japan who was blind. And so they were trying to figure out, well, how is a conductor going to conduct? And he kept saying, no, you conduct. I'll hear you breathing.
Oh,
and
isn't that
so
amazing?
through the conductor's breathing, he was able to play with the orchestra. It just would give you. They made a movie about it. I have a DVD of that movie. It just gives
Cool.
you goosebumps to watch it. But that he just, through the communal breathing of the musicians and how you react to that music, he was able to play along with. Here's an orchestra that he just flew in and played with, and through that. So it was pretty amazing.
That is pretty amazing. I love it. Well, it's 2 minutes till 5, and it's still 95 degrees outside. I'm going to give you a forecast here in just a second because I really want you to know what's going on for the next few days. Temperatures are going to change slightly. Chances of showers are also going to change. And we are going to be experiencing much cooler temperatures for the next 2 days. And I think we will be all very happy to know that. These events are not coming up for a few weeks, but still, people are interested. So, Roz Carothers, catch me up one more time on the details of what we're going to be experiencing on September the 17th at Cherokee Park.
So that is our 5K run walk. And if folks will go to friendsofuflmusic.com and sign up, we would love to see you there. We will have live music along the route. We'll have a water station or two, and it's just going to be a good time. And all the proceeds go to scholarships for students. I was trying to combine those words. Scholarships for students at the University of Louisville School of Music.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And is there a fee charged to walk?
Yes, so it's a $25 entry.
Okay.
Entry
And
fee there.
That's what you just said, and I totally did not hear you say that.
Sign up online.
But anyway, if you pick
come
up
have
your
fun.
packets the day before, that's great. But if you don't, you need to be there before 8 o'clock to register. And what's the incentive to pick your packets up a week early by September 9th?
That's right. If
By
folks
your
will
birthday.
sign up by my birthday, if you will sign up by my birthday, we will have a drawing for a free gift card that is worth $100 to the Ken Combs Running Store.
That sounds fantastic. Lyndon, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
I haven't
Anytime.
showed you at all. You want to just step in front of the camera right here and give everybody a big
Give a
wave.
big wave and
Show them your muscles. See that camera right there? Yeah, that's you got to get down a little bit. Get down a little bit like me. Get like to my height. No, lower. There you go. Smile, Lyndon Ferguson, ladies and gentlemen. Roz Carothers, thanks so much for taking the time to be with us. Really appreciate
you
you.
very
All
much.
right, we will be back with Casey Mayer about the Regeneration Fair on WCHQ 100.9 FM, Crescent Hill Radio.
You're listening to WCHQ LP, Louisville, Kentucky, 100.9 FM, Crescent Hill Radio. All local music all the time.
Oh, those flies on the wall catch your attention every single time. And at 1 minute past 5, 95 degrees, Casey Mayer joins us from the Regeneration Fair. She's with the Waterfront Botanical Gardens. And Casey, every time you come on this show, I mispronounce your name. And I apologize for that. You never call me Tara. You always call me Tara.
No hard feelings.
Oh, well, you should just slap me upside the head. Maybe I won't do that next time. Anyway, you always have the most interesting topics. And I want you to give me an update on how the Waterfront Botanical Gardens situation is progressing, because it's a long-term project. It's not something that could just be planted in one day and done the next.
Right. No, but it's going very, very well. And in fact, we're hoping to break ground next year.
Great.
We will be building an education pavilion and education garden, which has all different aspects. An edible garden that's actually now been sponsored by the Lift to Life Foundation.
Fun.
A pollinator garden, a water feature, rainwater garden, and then it'll be an event space. The building will be an event space that holds 250 people, as well as the school kids during the day. So we're hoping to break ground next year and open in 2018. Our fundraising goal is $4.2 million, and we've raised almost $3.7.
Holy smoke. You're
So
doing
we're
very
close.
well.
Yeah.
A lot of people very interested in this botanical project.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
are the fundraising efforts focused on Louisville, or is it widespread? I mean, you're going to get a regional audience.
Definitely.
Obviously.
Louisville, throughout the state, and southern Indiana. So I won't say who, but I spoke to or made contact with someone in Jeffersonville not so long ago about our project. So we sit on the waterfront, right?
Yes.
Jeffersonville's right across the river.
Of course.
And she said, the assistant said, honey, why do you want to talk to him? You're in Louisville and we're in Jeffersonville. And I said, because this project is closer to you than it is to me in St. Matthews.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
I
What
mean,
a great response.
When you look at a map, it's ridiculous how close. So Jeffersonville, New Albany, very, very close. And then throughout the state, we want people to come from, all around because it will be something unique for this region. We'll have a conservatory, we'll have a Japanese garden, like I say, the education garden, all kinds of water features, education on clean air, clean soil. I mean, it's just going to be something really different.
I want to mention the fact that I know so many people in Louisville who say, I swam across the Ohio when I was a kid. How far? But you did it?
Not across, but in it a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, swimming across it just goes to show you how close Jeffersonville is to Louisville. Seriously.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, really, especially with the walking bridge now.
Oh, I
And
love that
the
bridge.
The waterfront. And then on their side, they're doing the, Ohio River Greenway.
Oh, yes.
So it's going to be beautiful on both sides.
I love when my friends Bev and Tim take me up the river. Just send me up the river. They take me up the river and we come back and we see, that incredible bridge.
Oh, no.
The spans coming together a little bit at a time. And then we get to go down, see some of the Indiana side. And really, it's so close. It really is. It's just a touch point away. And that's why I think so many people are going to drive down from Indianapolis and down from Cincinnati and Chicago. I mean, this is not going to be a small project.
No, it's a big.
How many acres are we talking about here?
It's 23 acres, and it's about a $50 million project. So it's going
Yes.
to take a little time, but we decided to go ahead with the education building and gardens so that we could get it going.
Exactly.
Get people up on the site. And that's what the Regeneration Fair is. It's an opportunity to get up on the site and actually see it before we tear it up and break ground and build all kinds of beautiful stuff, but it's in its natural state. And it's really, really pretty and inspirational up there. So the fair is intended to bring people to the site. And
When you say up there,
well, it's
elevated.
Yes. So
And many people don't know that you can have an elevation by the river.
right. So the good news is, the little bit of history is that was a neighborhood back in the 1800s, early 1900s, called the Ohio Street neighborhood. During the floods, it continued to flood, and they turned it into a landfill around 1940 or so.
Right.
And it was a landfill from 40 till about 1970. The good news about being a landfill is it is raised because of the landfill, and they put approximately 20 feet of dirt on top. So we're 30 to 40 feet above the floodplain.
Is this where the soccer fields are? Close to that?
It's west of the soccer fields with the
Okay.
same idea. Those
Gotcha.
are also
Elevated.
raised. Yep. Land and the soil have all been tested. The rain runoff has all been tested. There's nothing to worry about at all. It's good news because
Except a lot of goose poop,
we're
which is what Gracie rolled in when I took her up there this weekend.
goose poop. There's probably deer
She
poop
was
too.
green. She was green by the time we went home.
Well, that's all natural.
Yes,
okay?
it is. It's going to fertilize the place. Go ahead.
So we are above the floodplain. Anything that we build and invest money in will be above any flooding that happens in that area.
Fantastic.
So we sit down in that area, but we are above
All
the
right.
floodplain.
So when you bring people up there, what do you expect to tell them and show them
At the
for the Regeneration Fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have what regeneration to us means several things. Regenerating a landfill, okay? Bringing in a new generation of supporters and volunteers. and just the whole idea of recycling. So that's kind of the theme, and we have lots of demonstrations and activities. It's a family affair. It's not all for kids by any means, but there are lots of kids' activities.
Sure.
And mostly or all environmental activities. So we have Blair Leno Helvey with Idlewild Butterfly Farm. Have you ever seen her bugs and her butterflies?
I have.
Oh my gosh, unbelievable. She comes up and has big creepy crawlies all over the place, which is really great. The Beckham Bird Club is doing a bird walk at 2 different times. So
awesome.
that shows you how to look for birds and see birds and then what they are. Carletta DeLange is going to do 2 different weed walks.
What's a weed walk? Tell me about that.
Well, it's really interesting because you think that the weeds around you are useless. Not so. I have my own story of this horrible weed that's in my yard and I can't tackle because I'm not the best gardener in the world. And
you're better than I am.
And
I can guarantee you that.
Attempting this thing that kept prickling my skin. And so she told me, she wrote a story for us, or an article. It was about a weed that had all these wonderful, beneficial vitamins, et cetera, et cetera. I thought, wow, that's a miracle weed. Then she showed me the picture. It was the weed in my yard.
Oh, no, you're kidding me.
And it's called stinging nettle. So
Okay.
all the plant people know this.
Yes.
It does sting you.
Yes.
But it's wonderful. You can put it in smoothies. You can make nettle tea. You can do all kinds of wonderful things with it. So she walks the site and points out the different weeds that you wouldn't know of their beneficial qualities. And she can explain all of that to you and
That
tell you
is so
how
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a wonderful person and a great resource for us.
So I know one weed about it.
Dandelion.
Milk. Well, I know those are greens are things that people used to cook, and it sounds disgusting. But anyway, butterflies eat milkweed.
Yeah.
I know this for a fact.
Yeah.
Because Kay Milam told me so, and she's making a documentary
Yes.
about butterflies.
I can't wait to see Kay's
I know.
documentary.
So that's the only weed that I know anything about.
Yeah. Well, you need to come to the weed walk
I'm going
with Carletta,
to.
and you will learn so
I'm
much.
going to. That's fantastic. And by the way, I'm typing over here because I'm putting the website for the Regeneration Fair up on my Facebook page, just because I think it's easier sometimes for people to find what we're talking about if they've got somewhere to go. So this is where they're going to go, to my Facebook page.
And there's something for everybody, really. I mean, there's entertainment. John Gage is going to be playing music.
I love him.
We got some food trucks. We got Steel City Pops. Do you know what that is?
Is it a drum band?
No, it's popsicles.
Oh, I love that. I thought it was a drum line like Roz Carothers was talking about.
It's gourmet popsicles.
I can do that.
Yeah, I found them. They show up in Seneca Park, and they have a little cart, so they're going to be up there.
Oh, how cute.
But then Food Literacy Project is bringing their truck farm.
Cool.
Yep. And we have a hemp demonstration with the Kentucky Hemp Industries Association.
Interesting.
Hydroponics 101 with the New Earth Garden Center.
So that's growing in water? Hydroponics? I think it is.
Come and learn.
Yeah, I think it's growing stuff in water.
MSD is going to be there to talk about rainwater management and have some display. So
Good.
A lot of really great things. But then the kids' activity, of course, there's a butterfly release. We all love a butterfly release.
Yes.
Beautiful. Face
That's the
painting.
thing that they're doing at weddings now. Instead of throwing rice all over the place, they're releasing butterflies.
Isn't that great?
It is.
I love it. Yeah. And the best part last year, and we're going to do this again, the kids make musical instruments from recycled materials that we get at Good Garbage and the Center
now
for
that's
Creative.
fun.
And they have a concert with the musician. And last year they played with the band. This year they'll play with John Gage.
I love it.
It's so cute. They just get so into it.
That's
so
adorable.
That's worth it by itself.
A very, very full day. That's going to happen on September the 10th, which is a Saturday in 2 weeks, as a matter of fact. So they better get going if they haven't finished everything up. A week from this weekend.
Yeah. Oh,
Dang.
yeah. Ready to go.
It creeps up on us.
It starts at 2:00.
Okay.
And
Sounds
it's
good.
free.
That's even better.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. And where would the parking be recommended?
There, fingers crossed, we'll be working it out that there's a parking lot that's on Frankfort Avenue, and there'll be plenty of people down there to direct you.
Okay, so the opening arch is Frankfort Avenue, and people will recognize it by the arch. It's been closed with construction recently.
Yeah, it'll be open that day.
Okay, so they can just park up and down Frankfort Avenue?
No, the police would not like me to tell you that you could do that. No.
Okay. So
there is a parking lot.
Oh, there
it's
is,
kind of
okay.
a rough graveled lot.
Okay.
And then we'll direct people into that lot.
perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, that works so well. Now, can bicyclists come down? Will you have
Absolutely.
bike places to park?
Yep, bike racks.
Walkers?
Mhm. Walkers. Yes, we would prefer that. And
Well-
you can come down the Butchertown Greenway, which is the Beargrass Creek side, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want pets or no pets?
No pets.
No pets. That's important.
It is important, and I'm sorry,
No,
but
no, it's
there's
important
lots of
to
reasons.
say.
I know.
Yeah.
But I love dogs. I have dogs, but it's not a comfortable situation in a fair with kids and walking around, etc. So.
Well, and I also have to tell you that I ranted on my Facebook page, just in case you didn't notice, about the people who brought their dogs to the AIDS walk on Saturday. Even though there was a pet walk, it was so roasting and so humid. No matter how many bowls of water there were, they couldn't get enough. And there were dogs lying down on the asphalt, which is even hotter, because they were so overwhelmed. And then all these people who brought their dogs to the zombie crawl.
Oh, no.
Do you know how much noise is made by 40,000 people?
Yeah.
A lineup of bars with all their music blasting. And these dogs, I mean, I saw one little husky baby crawling up its mother's legs.
Aww.
It was so scared. And I said to her, will you please pick it up? And she did. And that helped a little bit. It was roasting hot that night and humid.
Leave the dogs at home.
I mean, there were so many examples. Dogs nearly having heart failure as a result of being in this.
sad.
So I just went on a rant. And I said, please, for the love of God and all that is holy, leave your dogs at home. Go and have fun. But leave them in the air conditioning and the relative solitude of whatever you call home. So I think it's a good thing that you're not having pets come to this regeneration fair.
People, I've been laughing recently, people have a way of, if this is the right word, anthropomorphizing their dogs.
Absolutely.
So they'll say, my dog wants ice cream. My dog wants to ride in the car. I have a member of my family, I won't say on the radio, but she does the same thing. My dog wants to go to the lake this weekend.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
So they think their dog wants to go to the zombie walk. It's not a human. It likes to be pet, it likes to eat, it likes to sleep, and it likes to cuddle. And it run in the park. It doesn't want to go to a zombie walk.
Yeah.
So
my dog's language does not include zombie walk. Do you want to go to the zombie walk? Although Gracie does tilt her head if I raise my voice at the end of every question.
You
want
want
to go to the park?
Yeah.
Well, they know park. I have to spell out park if I'm talking to somebody else, and sometimes they even know what it is to be spelled out.
That's funny.
We're going to take a quick break, play a little Nellie Pearl, and give you a chance just to take a breath, which you probably want to do after I've kept you talking for the last 15 minutes straight. We'll be back on Crescent Hill Radio, and I'm going to give you a weather forecast real quick before we go. 95 degrees outside. It feels like 95, which means the humidity is relatively low. We're going to see 72 for a low tonight. 93 will be the high tomorrow, 90 on Wednesday with a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. And then for the 1st of September, which is Thursday, we will for the first time in many days feel less humidity, a high of 84 degrees. That will be so nice.
Woo-hoo.
Low temperatures dipping into the 60s, 82 on Friday, 86 on Saturday, and then a little short warm-up for Labor Day, which is to be expected. I mean, who doesn't expect Labor Day to be hot? So temperatures near 90 then. That will be another good time to practice not taking your dogs out to the Labor Day picnic where you spend all day with your family having a great time and the dog pants. Okay? That's the end of my rant for now. This is Take It From Tara on Crescent Hill Radio.
Fiction and your real life are the same. Fiction and your real life are the same.
For Nellie Pearl. I'm Tara Bassett. It's 95 degrees at 19 minutes past 5 o'clock. Casey Mayer's with us in the studio, and we're talking about the Regeneration Fair. Before we get going on that, let me give you a quick update on a few things that are happening around town. At about